Welcome into tonight's edition of Generals on Deck. I'm Chris Harris. As tonight, the Generals start a 5-game series here at home against the Chattanooga Lookouts, the AA affiliate for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joining us on tonight's edition of Generals on Deck is outfielder James Jones, who had a big day in yesterday's doubleheader sweep the Generals had at Smokies Park against the Tennessee Smokies. And that was really nice to get a couple of wins like that.
Definitely. It helped our team just finally get that losing streak off our back. So it's a good thing getting those wins.
You know, rained out 3 out of 6 days. You know, we hadn't won since last Tuesday, so it's just been a really strange couple of weeks.
Yeah, everybody's been a little anxious to finally get back on the field, and, I mean, it helps a little bit. Guys get a little bit rested, whoever's banged up, but other than that, we're just happy we finally get some sun out here.
And you get off to a great start right from the get-go. You had an RBI or got on base, and we had a couple of big RBI singles in the first inning of Game 1, scored 5 runs in the first 3 innings. So you guys jumped on Alberto Cabrera, I believe it was, really early.
Yeah, we were just being aggressive in the zone and just being aggressive on the fastball, whatever way, and it worked out on our hand.
Now, you had a home run on Tuesday night against the Smokies. It was an opposite field home run. Off the bat, I know I wasn't sure if it was a home run, but it just snuck over their 10-foot wall in left center field. You're rounding second. You're not sure it's a home run.
Nah, off the bat, I didn't think it was going out, and I saw the ball come in. I didn't see it clear or anything, and I couldn't hear anybody tell me to keep running, but I was just making sure for the most part.
You're out there like you're in a rundown, and the umpire's having to scream at you, Jones, it's a home run.
Yeah, I was confused because the cutoff man didn't catch the ball and the pitcher was walking to the ball. So I didn't hear anybody until when I finally got like a little bit halfway and I heard the umpire screaming at me. So that's when I kept running.
That was a big 3-run home run. It gave us a 6-4 lead, I think, at that point in the game on Tuesday night. Did the guys give you a hard time about that?
Yeah, they were making fun of me. Dowd kept reenacting it in the dugout, and he did it pretty well, too. It's pretty funny.
Talking to James Jones, he's a native of Brooklyn, New York. And tell me about growing up in Brooklyn. I know you're a Brooklyn Nets fan. The arena's right down the street from where you grew up. You grew up at where stood at one time Ebbets Field.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. I didn't know about it until probably like when I did a couple reports and did some baseball history, and I just grew up where the Brooklyn Dodgers played. So it's pretty cool that happened. Other than that, it was fun growing up in Brooklyn also.
As a team, we went and saw the movie 42, and that's when you told me about growing up there in Brooklyn. So it had to be cool to see the movie 42.
Yeah, definitely. I was just getting flashbacks, just remembering what it looked like because it's an apartment complex right now. So it's fun that they came out with that movie. So just to see the background and everything and how Brooklyn came up from there. So
now, growing up, were you a Yankee fan or a Mets fan?
I was a Yankee fan. Big-time Yankee fan. Bernie Williams was one of my favorite players, along with Ken Griffey, but I just love those Yankee games.
If you pattern your game after somebody or you idolize besides those guys, I mean, who would you pattern your game after? How have you patterned your game after?
I take bits and pieces from everybody. I mean, I like Carl Crawford, his game. He's a really fast guy, and Bernie Williams was one, and Griffey, but I don't think I had that power like Griffey. But other than that, I just take bits and pieces from everybody. I really like Jock Jones, actually, too. He goes opposite field a lot, too.
Now, the Major League Baseball draft is going on right now. You were a 4th-round pick by the Mariners in 2009. What do you remember that was special about your draft day?
I just remember waking up early and going to my coach's house, and we was watching Live Tracker, and just see my name get popped up on the Live Tracker is pretty cool. It's surreal. So it's a happy moment for everybody, my family and my coach also, Mel Zitter. So it was a fun time.
Now, drafted by the Seattle Mariners, a guy that's grown up on the East Coast, what do you think about Seattle at that time?
I actually went out to the Safeco workout, Seattle workout in Safeco Field, and I thought it was neat. The mountains and just the whole environment over there. I really like the weather, too, because it's a little bit cooler in the summertime compared to the humidity out there in New York.
Now, the first few months being in Jackson, Tennessee, what do you enjoy the most about being here, or what have you learned so much about this part of West Tennessee?
There's a lot of rain. Last year in High Desert, we didn't get probably had one rain out, and that was rare, but it kind of reminds me of the Midwest League with the amount of rain that comes in. And other than that, I just like being around the guys, and guys just showing me around to the restaurants, finally getting used to how to get around without getting lost. So that's about it.
James Jones, big day yesterday in the doubleheader. Hey, James, thanks for taking some time.
Thank you.
All right, tonight, game number 1 of the 5-game series against the Chattanooga Lookouts. On the mound, Zach Lee for the Lookouts. For the Generals tonight, Rona Elias. Thanks for watching Generals on Deck. I'm Chris Harris.